Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for a brand new behind the scenes video for our Growing with the Grovers LP. Today we are going to be creating the Copperdale Bar and Mixology School. More like Mixology class because it really isn't a full-fledged school. This by far is probably one of my favorite builds. I had so much fun doing it. I feel like there's so much personality, so much character, and there's a lot of different things that I played around with that I normally don't when I create builds or when I build in general. So the idea behind this lot is that it is kind of like a bar slash lounge, and then upstairs on the second floor there's a little classroom where you can have your sim, learn about mixology, whether it's mixing or making drinks or just leveling up on the skill, because every time that I have a sim go and moonlight at a bar, 9 times out of 10 I have to kick out the main bartender, and then I have everybody rushing up ordering drinks. It's very chaotic, and I just kind of wanted to create an area where your sim can focus but also kind of be introduced to that bar atmosphere. I was kind of contemplating on whether or not I should even upload this video, but I've been really enjoying creating videos of me making lots for the series, or whether it's Sims to even. And if you guys love the behind the scenes videos, just let me know. But also I have a bunch of other ones that I have to do. I'm thinking of creating a restaurant where Perry and Ayla both work at, because as you guys know, Ayla recently joined the culinary career. That's actually why she's here in the first place, leveling up on her mixology, because she doesn't have a ton of experience bartending. I mean, she did, but it's the whole if you don't use it you lose it type of thing. So she's just brushing up on her skills. So I definitely would like to make a restaurant. I just don't know what kind of restaurant Perry works at and Ayla also works at. Let me know in the comments down below, what type of restaurant do you think Mr. Perry Grover works at? Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe seafood or a steakhouse or something, or maybe just even just a casual diner. I mean, he does seem like he's pretty well off, he has a lot of money, but that's because he's a really well-renowned chef. He's very well known. I don't know. Y'all can give me some ideas. And then the other thing I have to do is I have to create Eric's mom's house. Now, here's the inside scoop on that. I already created her house, but then I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I threw a fit. I got mad at myself. I didn't like the build. I was made it too big or something, and I was like, screw this. I deleted all the footage. I actually thought I finished it, and then in the last episode when I brought Eric over to her house, I was like, where's her floors? Where's the rest of it? And I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I remember that. Your girl threw a little bit of a tantrum and was like, I hated it. So I scrapped the whole thing. Anyway, I'm gonna redo it, but sometimes the best things that happen for you are the things that don't, right? So maybe it was meant to be. I'm not really quite sure. But anyway, here we are with our little mixology school and lounge. This exterior is definitely chaotic and crazy, but I wanted it to mimic the other buildings. And to be honest, I kind of like this 2 buildings in one type of aesthetic. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not really good at explaining things. We know this, but I just love all the different uses of the exterior wallpapers. We got brick, we got siding, we got stucco and flat paint. Also, we have a bunch of different windows in here, and just I also really liked the garage, or not the garage, but the garage door being in the back there, because I envisioned maybe this is where, I don't know, maybe this was just an older building, more of an industrial building, but maybe this is where the shipments came in through. I don't know. I try to think of things like that when I'm building. I try to give my builds personality. And so I'm creating this the second level. This is actually where the classroom's going to be. You guys just saw me put the stairs there. Originally, I was thinking maybe I would create a little apartment or studio or something. I thought that would be kind of cool, because you see a lot of studios, especially here in Seattle. You see a lot of apartments over bars, especially if it's an old building. There's a ton of those different types of conversion. So I thought maybe that would be a thing, but it was just too small. And that was one of the biggest issues that I had with this build, is that she's cute. The shell is shelling, but the inside feels like you're in a closet. It's really small. So it was so difficult and so hard for me not to throw a fit and completely demolish it. But I just loved the shell so much that I was like, all right, girl, you're gonna work through it and you're gonna figure it out. And I did. So one of my favorite things about this build is the signage. We got a bunch of brand new signage with the Sims 4 Horse Ranch, and I used it for this build. There was no holding back. I just really liked it a lot, and I think I'm starting to have a greater appreciation for the signage, because it really adds a lot of character to the exterior of builds, and it's a great way to fill up some dead space too, might I add. So I definitely implemented that a lot. One thing I will say about the mixology class, which again, just to reiterate, is up there, right above. Well, it's going so fast right now. Right above right there. The the blue side, or not the blue siding, but round siding that I had. The thing with this is that I had to, in order to make it function as a classroom, I actually had to lock the door. And then I had to put Ayla in a group. If you watched the previous episode of Growing with the Grovers, then you already know. But a group or a club, whatever you want to call it. And then I just kind of like dubbed it as Mixology, like Mixology Class Pass or something. And I basically staged it as so that Ayla was the only one that could go into this room, because when I was playtesting this build, which I need to do more of for sure, I noticed that the bartender was favoring the upstairs. Isn't it annoying how we can't select like the dominant bar? Because there are builds where you have multiple bars, but maybe you want, like, you know, for instance, there to be like a main front door. Well, you want there to be like a main bar, because you can't have a bunch of bartenders at your bar, which I think is honestly stupid. But even more so than that, you can't actually like dub the main bar. So our bartender was upstairs in the classroom, and like this bar was unmanned. I was like, no, that ain't gonna work. So I had to create, like I said, a little group and just lock the door. So if you have Growing Together, that is going to be your godsend when it comes to making that like classroom functional and not having your bartender all over the freaking place. So there's that. But for the walls and like just the overall aesthetic of this bar, I really wanted it to be a place that you came to relax. It is a little hipstery, it is a little obscure, it is a little bit bougie, but I really like that about this bar. And my favorite part probably also is this little lounge area. There's not a lot of room to work with, so I put in like the couch from Horse Ranch, which I am loving the furniture, by the way, and I decided to kind of position it in a way that you could just come in here and hang out, maybe, you know, have a cocktail and, you know, watch Sims make, you know, baboons out of themselves at the karaoke station. I also love how the karaoke station is up on that platform there. I don't know, it just kind of gives its own little designated space, and it's perfect that the square footage meets the karaoke. Like, I have enough space to put that in there. It wasn't intentional, it just kind of worked out that way, and I thought it was awesome. So we're just putting in some more decor on the walls, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I figured I had to make it kind of look like a bar, so I just grabbed whatever the hell I could out of the build by, and I put it up there. So we've got like my first simoleon, we got plaques. I mean, we are in Copperdale, which, you know, it's kind of like an educational town too. So I wanted to put up some trophies and, you know, different like awards and certificates and things like that, just to really liven up the walls. And I like the way it turned out for sure. So we're working on the lounge area here. Again, I'm just kind of trying to make everything very cohesive. I didn't want there to be a big stark difference between the decorations. So you will see me recycle a few things. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't really have like a lot of options to play with to kind of create this little collage on the wall. So you'll see me again recycle those upstairs for sure. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you? I forgot. I think actually, yes, there is, but I will wait until we get to the second level to do that. But figuring out lights for this build was definitely a little bit of a doozy. I was going to go with these lights from the Laundry Day stuff pack, because I liked them, but then I was like, no, maybe light bulbs won't work. And then I was like, oh, maybe the Industrial Loft stuff, like that kit has some cute lights. But then I ended up going with those lights from, I think, Growing Together, which is crazy. Also, these little lantern things from the Sims 4 Horse Ranch are by far probably my favorite lights ever. I love the light that they like give off. It's not like bright or stark. It has like a nice glow, a nice warmth to it. And actually, by default, I think I've told you guys this already, they're candles, so they work off the grid. Now, another favorite part of this build is this little outdoor seating area. You can't fit a lot here, okay? You just can't. But I was able to put in this little coffee table that also kind of looks like a fire pit, but the game recognizes as a candle, which is also weird. I love the glow that it gave, but then I wanted to take it one step further and really create the ambience, that atmosphere, and I threw in these little fairy lights. You'll see me working that tool mod. I am working it, and I am so proud that I'm actually like being intentional and trying to learn how to figure this thing out, because to scale down objects like this is a godsend, because it makes you have more options to play around with. Like sometimes there are objects that are just so big and you're like, nope, can't work with that, like it's too large, and then, you know, you can just scale them down to however you want them to be. And it just, I don't know, I just feel like with the tool mod, it gives you so many more possibilities to be creative, and I love it. So we're working on the game room, or I guess this is kind of the game room, right? There's a little foosball table. I added in like some darts and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, the bathroom situation was making me angry. It was making me very upset. Was not happy about it. So you'll see me later kind of fix that. I just put like a wall in between. It has a little gap. It has a little space in between the bathrooms, but at least they're both even, because that was the thing that was pissing me off. I hate that. I hate when like one bathroom's bigger than the other, and sometimes I hate putting in like dead space too, because that also aggravates me. But I didn't have a choice. Like I didn't have any options at all, so I ended up having to do something. I wasn't sure where I was going to put the lounger, like the sofa, but I decided just to put it next to the windows, and I used a little mirror there, anything that I could to clutter up the walls. And then I'm going in with some more signage. This sign here almost makes me feel like this could be like the bar's logo. So instead of it being like the Copperdale Bar Mixology School, it could be, you know, it could be perhaps the bar's name, Dana's. I think that's great. I don't know, I liked it. So yeah, you'll see me next work on the actual classroom itself. And again, my whole idea was just to create like an area where your sim could go and be unbothered, you know, they could be also introduced into the bar atmosphere without having to deal with all the patrons and, you know, the chaos of the bar. But I don't know, I just needed a place for Ayla to come practice her mixology school, or her class skill. Whoa. If I'm being honest, lately I've been mixing up my words so bad, but you know what? I'm just gonna chalk it up to being sleep deprived, because I have a 5-month-old, and I think y'all will give me some grace on that. So there I am, creating the divide so that we can balance out those bathrooms. I was going to use the platform trick to, you know, just kind of block out that space, but it didn't work. It did not work at all. It actually just, it made it look worse. So I decided just to darken it up a little bit, and actually it's not that bad after all. So after we finish up the bathrooms, I do believe we will start hopping into the little classroom here. There is a mod by Ravishing, right? It's called the long distance mod, and it allows you to turn pretty much any lot into like a university in a way. Like, I don't know exactly how the mod works. I just found it. But if I wanted to, I could put like this object in this room, and then Ayla, she could start, you know, building her skills. She could sit in a class. She could do mixology from there, or, you know, a whole bunch of other things. And also a part of that, I guess, mod, there is this little sign too that you could plop on any lot, and it allows your Sims to go, you know, go check out a soccer game or go view some esports or whatever. So it's a cool mod. I haven't played with it, but I'm definitely thinking about putting it in this lot post build. Also, if you would like to download this lot, it is available on the gallery at Gen2606. And I think with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. I hope that you all enjoyed, and if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.